The National Weather Service has confirmed a total of 7 tornadoes touched down in North Texas on Sunday.
Yeah, that includes a couple of EF1 tornadoes in Palo Pinto County with winds of 105 miles an hour. They caused quite a bit of damage in Gordon and Santo. Fox 4's Peyton May here with the latest on that recovery. Peyton.
Yes, Shannon, the tornado damaged dozens of homes, businesses, and school buildings. Several people were also heard suffering minor injuries. Community members are coming together to start the cleanup, hauling away brush, debris, and parts of damaged homes. There was a lot of damage at Gordon High School. The track and structures were ripped apart. Classes there are canceled the rest of the week. Now, meanwhile, Palo Pinto County officials are checking in on neighbors and evaluating the damage.
Looks like about 30-something structures were damaged. Of those, only 6 were heavy damaged. 1 was completely damaged. The biggest thing that we're getting is getting services restored. Power is getting turned back on.
The Gordon High School baseball team is playing in the regional finals this week, and coaches are trying to manage practice with the destroyed field and facilities. The Texas Rangers Foundation says it's working on sending over more than 100 game balls, a pitching machine, and some bats and gloves to help the team get ready for regionals. The foundation is also planning a financial contribution to help long-term recovery. Now, Santo ISD, which was also closed down yesterday due to the storms, will reopen today. Students will head back as the district says utilities are restored and buses are on schedule. Reporting, I'm Peyton May for Good Day.
Parts of North Texas dealt with more severe weather yesterday. This is video from Kristen Cervantes in St. Joe in Montague County. You can hear that hail pelting her porch and roof. It's just bouncing off the ground, Evan. Yeah, some people had severe weather. Some people saw nothing. Today should be much nicer.
That is just the most awful sound when you hear it, because you never know when it's going to get bigger, and then you all of a sudden hear stuff breaking and cars denting. There was some monster hail up there.
West, thanks. After a North Texas girl became a victim of AI-generated nude images, today President Trump signed a bill into law that will prevent others from facing similar nightmares. The bill requires online platforms to immediately remove both real and fake non-consensual sexual and intimate images. Fox 4's Lori Brown joining us with the story from the newsroom. Lori.
Steve, Texas Senator Ted Cruz called the Take It Down Act a historic win for victims of deep fake image abuse and revenge porn. Aledo High School student Elliston Berry was there as President Trump signed the act into law. Berry was only a freshman in high school when she discovered someone had used an app to create fake nude photos of her and posted them on social media. Her mother's messages to Snapchat to have the images taken down received no response. That is when she called Senator Ted Cruz's office, and the images were removed within the hour. Senator Cruz went on to introduce the Take It Down Act, which requires online platforms to promptly remove non-consensual intimate images that are both authentic or computer generated. It also makes the publication of those images a crime, with violators subject to prison time, a fine, or both. We spoke with Elliston before today's signing ceremony about its bipartisan support. The president and First Lady both praised her for fighting for this new law.
Aledo Berry stood boldly for change, despite the risk posed to her and her family by speaking out and making her voice heard. Aledo, your voice and the voices of so many like you made this bill a national priority.
We salute you and we thank you very much, and it's an honor to have you with us today. Great job you've done.
That means a lot, especially because nowadays it's really hard for people to agree, especially in politics. So having that ability for it to be bipartisan really just shows that it's for the people and it's for protection of the children. So we have Senator Amy Klobuchar as well as Senator Ted Cruz, which is Democrat and Republican. So seeing that kind of agreement and seeing that protection is super important.
This has been a long time coming. We're very excited about today and to see it actually come to fruition and become law. So this is going to protect so many people. And so as a parent who, when this happened, I had no way to protect my daughter. And it was
Elliston's mother, Anna McAdams, says she is now going to work to make sure schools also teach students what to do if they become victims of deep fakes, since many victims are afraid to tell their parents. McAdams also wants schools to update their codes of conduct. The student who victimized Elliston only received in-school suspension. Under the Take It Down Act, violators will be subject to fines and potential time behind bars. Steve.
Lori, I have a couple questions. First, you talked about the publisher will be subject to fines, and does that mean an individual person who does it, or would it include Facebook or the big, Instagram and pages like that? Would they get fined $1 million or $2 million? That's how you get their attention, and that's how you keep those things off. Who's at risk here for being thrown in jail, I guess, for this or fined?
Right. So from my reading of the bill, the fines and potential jail time apply to the perpetrator who made the initial post. But that is a good point. Perhaps those fines would also apply to the social media companies as well, because obviously fines, money, that's what's going to be what speaks to those companies to get them to comply with this.
And was this a unique thing with these people's experience? When it finally got down, when Ted Cruz made the call, it happened in an hour. Is that how quickly this will work?
Well, so now the companies are going to have 48 hours, which sounds like a long time. I'm not sure why they settled on allowing 48 hours. But in the past, what has happened is the victims, they reach out to these social media companies and they get absolutely nowhere. There's no response at all. And so now they are going to be required to respond and take those images down within 48 hours of being notified by the victim. Right.
That makes sense. They'll have to come up with a way to make that happen as quickly as possible. All right. Lori Brown, the newsroom. Thanks, Lori. Lewisville police are searching for a driver who struck a 17-year-old and kept going. Loved ones tell us John Chambers was temporarily placed on a ventilator with serious injuries after he was hit. He remains hospitalized tonight. Police are searching for surveillance footage to get a better description of the truck that was involved, in Fox 4's Peyton Yeager tonight after speaking with the Chambers family members too. Peyton.
Hi, Steve. The 17-year-old remains in the ICU this evening at a nearby hospital. He's making slight progress. He is now breathing on his own, but doctors are still monitoring his head injuries. Meanwhile, Lewisville police, they are still looking for that truck involved.
Seeing your baby is it's horrific. It's like I'm in shock.
Amanda Muckle hasn't slept. She's been by her son's hospital bed since Sunday evening. 17-year-old John Chambers has multiple skull fractures and a broken pelvis. The Marcus High School junior was out on a walk in his family's neighborhood Sunday near College Parkway in North Old Orchard Lane. Police say around 6 p.m. a vehicle hit the teenager in his alley.
But the neighbors, she sat with him until the ambulance showed up.
The neighbors, Garrett Bussey and his wife, both watching a sports game in the garage.
We heard the bump and then the truck bed bounce, and then my wife looks over, and it's kind of like the perfect line right past the fence to see him.
They called 911. Bussey says he tried to flag down the driver of the truck, but it never stopped.
If it was just a couple houses down, we might not have seen it, but if not, he would have just been left there in the rain.
Immediate help that may have saved the teenager's life. Now detectives are searching for the truck involved.
And that's where we need everybody's help to help us find this driver. And the fact that they just left him there bleeding from his skull and not even caring to just render aid, that just breaks my heart.
And earlier today, Lewisville police officers went door to door in that neighborhood looking for any surveillance. So they're asking for anyone, if they do have video, ring video, surveillance video, to please contact the Lewisville Police Department. Steve?
All right, Peyton, thanks. Peyton Yeager reporting. The Department of Justice and the FBI are stepping up efforts to identify and track child sex predators. A recent operation led to dozens of new arrests, including some in North Texas. Fox 4's David Centendry spoke with the FBI about Operation Restore Justice. David.
Well, FBI Director Kash Patel says they have been quietly surging operations across the country in an effort to take down people who are targeting kids. And here in North Texas, FBI officials say they are working with other agencies and other FBI offices across Texas to keep that momentum going. FBI Dallas working with state and local law enforcement
to have coordinated arrests that were related to crimes against children.
Soon planning to announce new arrests of alleged child predators, part of an initiative with FBI field offices across the Lone Star State.
From El Paso to Houston, from Texarkana to San Antonio.
Jeremy Wright, an assistant special agent in charge overseeing violent crime.
It's really frightening when you see how prevalent it really is.
Earlier this month, the FBI announced the arrest of 205 alleged child sex offenders and identified and provided resources to 115 potential victims during a nationwide crackdown labeled Operation Restore Justice. A dozen of those arrests in North Texas, mostly related to distributing or manufacturing child pornography across an ever-evolving online landscape.
Now it's all the encrypted apps and stuff, and then you have platforms that don't want to share that information with law enforcement because that's their marketing strategy, like, hey, we won't share with law enforcement.
Some investigations during the operation happened quickly, and some took years of work.
So some will happen very quickly because it's a necessity, and some will take a little bit longer just because of the circumstances.
After more than a decade on the run, Rogelio Christopher Guadalupe Gonzalez was arrested in Mexico and returned to FBI custody for aggravated sexual assault of a child out of Johnson and Tarrant counties. Authorities say the 50-year-old was working in Mexico as a scuba instructor. FBI's national office had this to say after its operation.
It's very important to let the offenders know that they're not out of reach of law enforcement regardless of where they are.
FBI Dallas says at any given time, it'll have several hundred active child predator investigations.
There's so many, and you don't want to let them sit because it's an allegation of a potential abuse.
FBI Dallas says it hopes to announce those new arrests next month. Steve, back to you.
All right, that's David Satender. David, thank you.